I spent 8.88 hours in side order, and let's just say it wasn't all smooth sailing. For my very first ever attempt at side order, I decided I didn't just want to beat it, I wanted a challenge, so I set out on a mission. I was going to climb to the top of the spire by taking on the hardest possible route I could. But that's not all. I also set out to complete my run in less than 5 restarts, finish with a total of more than 8,888 membucks, and gave myself the slightly stupid, okay, very stupid, task of trying to kill every single enemy I came across in the process. As I mentioned earlier, this was my first ever side order playthrough, and going for all the hardest levels straight out the gate was probably not the smartest idea I've ever had. But hey, I was in it now. How did I never notice Pearl still has eyebrows as a bot? It's like they thought, not Pearl enough, let's slap her brows on there. The Pearl bot and I, eyebrows and all, spent most of the first hour checking out the variety of different levels side order had to offer. This feels like Girl Power Station, Player's Revenge, because I spent so long protecting that stupid orb, and now I get to blow up its cousins. There are a couple levels based off of the modes from the main game. Oh, it's a Splat Zone. Oh, we're playing Splat Zones. This is like tower control, but if the tower was powered by manual labour and not whatever powers it normally. Floor 8 reminded me of that one level in Splatoon 3 story mode where you need to collect a bunch of keys, but all the tentacles who have the keys just keep running from you at every given opportunity. Luckily, this was a lot easier and way less annoying. For now. I had now reached floor 10. I had taken my time carefully killing every enemy up until this point, and now stood at the so-called top of the spire. Oh my god, Marina really was the villain? Marina the villain? Not quite, but I did have to fight her. Nah, get your big whale, orca, fit, whatever. Just get out the way, move. Oh my god, imagine if I dashed myself over the edge. That would have been so embarrassing. After successfully covering all of the machine in ink, I had freed Marina and realised there's truly nothing Splatoon devs love more than a good pair of mind control glasses. Wait, what do you mean the game's just started? What was all of that then? What did I just spend the last hour of my life doing? Yeah, so apparently that was called the initial spire, and it was basically just a glorified tutorial. This does explain why I was able to kill everything so easily, and why this challenge had got off to such a good start. But you also know what this means? It's time to do it all over again, but for real this time. Oh, and if you're enjoying this video so far, hit subscribe! My run up the Spire of Order 2.0 started exactly how the last one finished. Perfectly. Or at least it did until floor 3 came around. Remember earlier on when I said those little running fish weren't quite as annoying as the Tentacooks enemies? No, come back here! As it turns out, that was a lie. Oh my god, come back! I just want to talk to you about your car insurance. In all honesty, this floor wasn't hard per se, but boy were these little fish on wheels starting to test my patience. You know, if I wanted to watch something on wheels go round in circles, I would have put my controller down and go watch NASCAR. Yeah, you know what? I would love a soda pop. Actually, that's a lie. I really wouldn't. I've never been that into fizzy drinks because I am more of a milkshake girly, and those don't really come in vending machines. While I might have been craving a milkshake, I wasn't going to get that or anything else the vending machine had to offer just yet, because skipping a level this early into my run simply wasn't in the nature of this challenge. So I chose the hard level and spent another minute and a half of my life running around after fish on wheels. What the hell is that? What is that? I'd made it back up to floor 10, which meant it was time to face another boss. I think I get what I gotta... Did Brutus vomit out a bomb? I shot it, and I think he vomited out a bomb in retaliation. This boss was essentially like if a pinball machine met a gobstopper sweet, or maybe an onion. Get it? Because, you know, they both have layers. Anyway, it was a pretty easy boss fight as boss battles go, and I made it out with all my lives still intact. I was feeling good at this point. I was officially a third of the way up the spire, and yes, that still meant I had a long way to go. But I looked at my progress so far, and I was happy. I was satisfied. You didn't think that was really gonna last, did you? No, please don't, no! Side good order didn't even wait 5 minutes to start humbling me. I felt on top of the world after beating that first boss. I was convinced I had this in the bag. But apparently things take a step up a level after you get past that first boss. Because those fish on floor 11, oh, they were throwing considerably more hands than anything else I'd faced before that. Oh, and now feels like a good time to mention that idea I had about channeling my inner assassin and killing every enemy. Yeah, that's gone now. In the intro, I already upgraded it from slightly stupid to very stupid, but now I'm upgrading it again to incredibly stupid, borderline delusional, because I don't know what possessed me to think any part of that was a good idea. But because I failed part of that challenge, I must now take a penalty, and my time has been reduced. I'd be lying if I said all this didn't hurt a little. I'd failed part of the challenge and lost nearly an hour to complete the rest of it as a result. But hey, that timer was still ticking down, there was still a spire to be climbed and membucks to be collected, so it wasn't all over yet. You are joking. You are In spite of the fact they don't physically fall off the stage anymore, 8-ball or infinity ball levels, whatever you want to call them, still find a way to make my eye physically twitch. Floor 3 featured a vending machine, and unlike last time, I did go to it. And I know some of you are going to be like,
"But Jazz, you said that's not in the spirit of the run."
And you're right, I did say that, but like, hear me out, okay? I need you to take a look at the other available levels here. You see what they are? You see how they're both rated easy? In my head, the fact that they were both rated easy felt like it was a fair enough exchange for me to use the vending machine instead, because in theory, I wouldn't be challenged that much either way. I don't even know why I'm explaining myself now like I can change it. I went in the vending machine, I got a hindrance chip, mainly because I didn't realise you don't actually have to buy something. You can just leave, because I didn't really want that, and it sent me back like 500 bucks. But we move. Ooh, a rigorous level? I'm taking it on anyway, but like, how bad could it really be? Leave me alone, don't splash down me! No, Marina, I'm not okay! Do I look okay? Floor 5 introduced me to my first rigorous level. Get back! Back I say! And as it turns out, the rigorously rated level was indeed kinda rigorous. Who decided your forehead gets to be that powerful? It felt like I blinked twice and all of a sudden I was on my last life. I'm gonna get that, actually no, I already regret that. I should have got whatever's in that box. I should have got whatever's in, I should have got what, no. Maybe third time's the charm. I spent the rest of this hour working my way back up the spire. Again, I was introduced to the concept of bonus levels very early on in floor 2. I was tasked with not taking damage, which, maybe not all successfully, I'd been trying to do anyway. And this level was no different, except I got an extra 202 membucks for doing it. The game decided to throw yet another rigorous level at me ridiculously early into the run. Now, in my opinion, a rigorous level had absolutely no business turning up on floor 3, but thanks to my own rules that I set at the beginning of this video about playing all of the hardest levels, I had no choice but to take it on. So in I went, filled with anticipation and already envisaging another run-ending nightmare. But it was surprisingly easy. Dash tracks are now my new best friend. This rigorous level and the last rigorous level were like night and day, and it's all because of those little speed boosters. Every time I thought I was in trouble, I'd just hop on a dash track and poof, I'm gone. What were they gonna do about it? Ooh, another bonus level. Oh, and swim speed? Gimme. In spite of how happy I was to see it, I didn't get the bonus this time as I took damage right as I was about to break the last portal, so no extra membucks for me. But on the plus side, I did still have all my lives intact, which was at this point the most important thing. I had now got back up to floor 11, the scene of my first run fail. No, don't! Are you kidding me? I've come to the conclusion that floor 11 is cursed. I, once again, lost a life here in a way that was probably very easily avoidable. On the plus side, it seems that whatever beef I now had with floor 11 after losing another life here was enough to get me through it. I took a deep breath and I said, "Floor 11, you will not defeat me this time." Now here's the thing. While yes, I didn't fail at floor 11, I didn't exactly last much longer. You know that saying, the number 13 is unlucky for some? Well, apparently on this day, I was a part of that some, as run number 3 ended on unlucky floor 13. Time was still on my side, but my restarts were rapidly running out, and I realised that for my next run, I was going to need to play a lot smarter than I had been. Or at least, that was the plan. The reality was that by floor 6, I was already back on 1 life. Now, I could have easily given up here, being back on 1 life so early, being several hours into this challenge and not really feeling like I was getting anywhere. Part of me was tempted to just throw in the towel. But I didn't. I couldn't. I might have been armed with 1 life, 1 pearl bot and a dream, but I wasn't giving up. Floor 9 gave me double chips for the first time, and I successfully beat up our favourite layered pinball for the third time, which meant I had now arrived back at my banana skin level. The dreaded floor 11. I was anticipating another variation of some more really annoying nonsense, but in the biggest plot twist no one saw coming, floor 11 went from being my arch nemesis to my saviour, as not only did it throw out 2 easy levels allowing me to use it, but unlike last time the vending machine had exactly what I needed. More lives. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. What the hell was that? Unfortunately, I learned very quickly that there's no amount of lives the vending machine can give me that can make up for a lack of awareness. And just to top it all off, I also couldn't find the tower for like a solid minute, because like I said, no amount of lives can make up for the supreme lack of awareness I had while completing this level. Oh. Okay, bye then. Make my life easy. That's one less thing for me to deal with. Except it wasn't. I didn't know it yet, but I really shouldn't have gone up there. This was a portal level, so naturally I tried to play it like all other portal levels. Uh-oh. I think I just signed my death warrant. It appears the rumours of my death have been greatly exaggerated. While yes, I did lose a life on this floor, I quickly worked out where I went wrong, kept myself well away from that platform, and made it through the second time with no issue. What was that? Oh, it must have been the sound of floor 15 entering the chat was my first ever danger level. Pearl? Ooh, okay, sorry Pally Pop, you're gonna have to stay here. Don't you dare, that's what I thought. What are you doing? What is your obsession with that ball? Thanks for bringing it over here though, but man. No Pearl? No problem. Floor 17, however, oof, I wanted peace, but floor 17 wanted problems. What do I even do, man? Where do I even go? I couldn't show you the full footage of this even if I wanted to, because this one floor took me 8 minutes. 8 whole minutes. And at least 7 of those are just me running in circles in pure panic as these hordes of fish just keep spawning in from every angle you could think of. Somehow though, I did escape with 1 life remaining. Now I'm gonna be real here, on floor 18, I didn't even hesitate to choose the vending machine. And no, the other levels weren't rated easy, but to be quite frank, I needed this, okay? My sanity needed this. The previous floor sent my stress levels so far through the roof, I needed a brief moment just to really recover from that. The moment in question really was brief, because it's like the game saw me relax for 0.2 seconds and said, I don't think so, here's a danger level, have fun. Stronger gelatons? What, have they been up in the gym? Working on their fitness? Little did they know, I'd been in the gym too, and that's probably a good thing, as floor 20 meant it was time to fight another boss. What do I do? What do I do? Where do I? Okay! Whee! Why is that there though? Once I worked out how this boss worked, I was able to get through with all my lives still intact. I arrived at floor 22 with a choice. I could either go for the hard level with a danger attached to it. Yep, thank you danger alarm. Or I could go for a rigorous one without any danger, since I figured they'd level out at roughly the same difficulty. In the end, I opted for the hard level with the danger on it, since they're a little more rare and I was intrigued to see what extra challenge it would throw my way. Okay, you can stop following me, small children. Okay, there was no need for that. I'm starting to think I might have made just a tiny mistake picking the danger level. What? Also I thought, perhaps it wasn't all that bad because suddenly the end was in sight. Oh my god, it's at the last checkpoint. Come on. It's in there, come on. No, please, no! That was the moment that broke me. I couldn't believe it. I was so close. I had entered this floor with all of my lives and yet I left with none of them. Time was running out and I only had 1 more shot at this. But my motivation to go back up that spire was at an all-time low. It wasn't even the fact that this was the furthest I'd got up the spire that hurt. Well, maybe it was a little bit. The real killer blow was just how close I was to finishing that level. Yeah, I'd failed before, but I'd never been that close. In that moment, I seriously thought about quitting and just throwing the whole video away. But deep down I knew I had to keep going. I knew I could do this. I had 1 last shot and I wasn't gonna waste it. I put aside that sadness, that frustration, that anger, and I channeled it into something else. Determination. I had one last chance, and I was going to make it to the top or die trying. Floor 1 got my final run off to a pretty easy start, but unfortunately that ease wasn't going to be sticking around for long. Floor 5 was a rigorous level and let's just say it lived up to that title. Nah, you with the ungodly forehead strength again. I did eventually make it out with one life remaining, but the more important thing right now is that I have a very special message for those large headbutting gelatons. When I catch you and your big head looking piece of thanks to the antics of floor 5, I felt I really had no choice but to take the vending machine on floor 7. Now, while this did give me an opportunity to regain my lives and switch my special to splashdown, which I thought might help considering the ways I'd been dying, what it didn't help with was my Membucks bank account. I still had the goal of finishing my final run with more than 8,888 Membucks, and this trip to the floor 7 vending machine alone cost me 815 of them. I breezed through the next few floors without any real problems, was now approaching the halfway point again, and oh no, floor 15 is a rigorous level with a bonus attached. I'm doomed. As it turns out, sometimes the game is actually nice to you. This rigorous level on floor 15 was genuinely one of the easiest I've done across all of my runs. The game decided that the bonus for this floor was to nice me with a bunch of support chips. I had like unlimited ink, splashdown claiming clutch, Pearl reminded me why she's that girl. It was beautiful. It was also unfortunately very short-lived. Off we go, little tower, come on. What? I don't know what it is about these tower turbine levels, but my awareness seems to just fall off a cliff. Before I knew it, I was back at floor 20 and ready to take on my second boss of the run. Oh wait, it's a new boss. A new boss had entered the battle arena, but this one was no problem. You see, I am something of a Girl Power Station veteran. All of the pain and suffering that their predecessors had put me through paid off perfectly as I swept through the army of drones in quick succession. On floor 21, I stopped off for a vending machine trip as I set to take on the last levels standing between me and the final boss. This was do or die time. I didn't have the time to go back to the beginning. I didn't have the restarts left to try again. I had to play better now than I had done all day, or all that work, all that time, all that effort would all be for nothing. I moved on to floor 22, the place where it all came tumbling down on my last run. And just to make it worse, it was a hard level with a danger attachment. Just like last time. I had a horrible sense of deja vu. Surely it couldn't happen again, could it? Ah, of course not. The only problem here wasn't no Pearl. That aspect of the level was fine. The real problem was that it once again took me forever just to locate the damn tower. Floor 23. That was an experience, to say the least. Everything was everywhere, all at once, all of the time. Let me tell you, the names striking in unison is incredibly accurate for this level. Floor 24 was a Splat Zones level that combined those big whale gelatons with the sprinkle ones, both of which had set out to ruin my day at different points of this challenge. And is this it for me? Don't be ridiculous, I was never gonna let them win. Yeah, I lost a life here, but if I'm going down, it wouldn't be without a fight, and it certainly wouldn't be to those things. Again, I mean. I then carefully worked my way through the next levels. The last thing I wanted to do was lose all my lives now. As I entered floor 29, the enormity of the situation began to dawn on me. One floor stood between me and that final boss. One floor that could make or break everything I'd done to get here. And of course, in true side order fashion, it was a rigorous level with a bonus. As we've seen, sometimes these bonuses are helpful, and sometimes they're a hindrance designed to make your life harder. Which one was I gonna get? It was mobility chips! I could not have been happier. I was in and out of there in 2 minutes flat and collected my Membucks, officially bringing me over that 8,888 Membucks goal. I was feeling better than ever, which was a good thing because it was time to take on the ultimate test. This was it, the final frontier. I'd laughed, I'd nearly cried, I thought about quitting at least 3 times, but I had made it. I had just 35 minutes left on the clock, 3 lives and 1 boss standing in my way. It was now or never. He's just waiting there. Menacingly. Hold up, how many tentacles does this guy have? What the? They just keep going. Yep, I'm going, Pearl. I don't have time to be hovering, so... No, you're not gonna headbutt me. What if I just stay here? What? Then what? Doesn't matter, because... Goodbye! Reef Slider Protocol. Oh! Reef Sliders! He's birthing Reef Sliders! Despite some close escapes, I thought I'd done it. I thought I'd won. But then... Was I too late? Not yet, but it was time for round 2. Give me my chips back! Give me my chips back! Of course I ran out of it. Give me my chips! Give me my chips! If you headbutt me one more time, I swear to God, I'm gonna yell at you. Ooh, whoa, I'm fast. I like this. Whee! Whee! It's a stingray, but like an ultra stingray. Oh my God! And just like that, with roughly 17 minutes left on the clock, I had done it. I told you it wasn't all smooth sailing. Oh, and if you enjoyed today's video, you'll probably like the one on screen now. So why don't you go check it out and hit subscribe while you're at it. But most importantly, stay positive, stay smiling, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!